Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. Welcome back to episode number 3 of season 7 of Realm NFT, where we are going ahead and trying to create a blueprint for beginners, basically experimenting the season from scratch with a very limited budget to see how we do from a beginner perspective. And hopefully any new players that come into the game can go ahead and watch this season and really see what they need to do to succeed. If you are an advanced player in the Gold League and you've been around a few seasons, you can probably still pick up a few things from this if you haven't watched my previous season. I'm trying to take gold level strategies and implement it into a beginner scenario. Obviously, I can't use, just from the situation, I'm not going to use thousands of wax to buy all 5-star leaders. If you want to get all the details of it, go ahead and check out the first episode of the season. I went through essentially my budget, what I bought with the budget, and how I went ahead and kickstarted it. We are now about a week and a half into the season, maybe 2 weeks into the season. We just finished the mission speed event. And one other thing that I'm trying to do, and I didn't mention this in previous videos, I'm trying to reduce, basically take a step back. Normally when I'm running the Gold League, you got to be on it a lot. You have to be clicking, running missions nonstop for all your waking hours in order to be able to be competitive. I've taken a step back. I'm only running, say, several missions a day. Maybe I would say probably maybe 10 missions a day. Just trying to really get the beginner's experience, the not so not sure how to say it, but the not so aggressive approach. We'll go with that route. So we're reducing the number of missions, and we're doing pretty well. Again, we're in the Bronze League, so we're doing pretty well. Start off with my status. Right now, I am ranked number 20, which isn't bad considering there's a lot of people in the Bronze League that do have 5 stars, 5-star leaders that are leveled up. So I'm not complaining there. I have not gotten any more leaders since we met last time. So it's pretty good. I'm actually doing pretty good. And I had a feeling those first couple days are rough with this approach because you're really focused on the research and the tech center, not necessarily running missions, but you are able to advance your civilization from a research perspective that it costs a whole lot less to continue to move forward after that. So I'm catching up. If I played as aggressively as I do in the Gold League, I would easily be top 10, top 5 right now. But I have the laid back approach going for this season. You'll see that I do have 3 areas open. I did open North America. I did completely level that up. The double build or the build permit that I have in there has helped a lot with these. And also, this is my first season actually using the supervisor leader. I have not had any issues with resources, even using a 4-star. So if you have a 5-star platinum, you're probably crushing it. But with that and a trucker, and now I'm just putting this the hacker in there just because I need something in there. So it's going well. Resources are not a problem. Even just basically when I'm running, and I think part of that is, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm not running as many missions, so I'm not training as many helpers, and not using as many resources, so I have them available. My truckers are usually maxed out because I'm not running as much. It's just the laid back approach. I don't have as much resource issues. So that's one thing to take into account. I am going to struggle here shortly, just especially when I open South America. I'm running out of leaders. I am really running out of leaders. If I jump here at NFTs, I have 6 leaders. I may have to go ahead and buy 1 or 2 star leaders to really compete. I could stay with what I have, but RLM is also going to be an issue. I'm sitting here at 1.391 per hour, which is going to be a problem, especially when I go ahead and open South America and anything in the future, because now in the research center, everything that I want to upgrade is all for RLM. That's everything from the economy. Everything is RLM. So I'm going to run into an issue there too. So these are some of the struggles that we got to think through. And if you have any suggestions in the comments down below, not to go ahead and whale out and buy a whole bunch of RLM, not to whale out and get 5-star. But let me know what you guys are thinking as far as what you've done in the past to accommodate the RLM issue that you're going to run into with the lower star leaders. Plus, they've also reduced the amount of RLM that you're receiving this season. So there's 2 challenges there. So I can see that being an issue over the next week or so, just trying to figure that out. So next episode, we'll talk about that in a little more detail and what I'm doing to work around it. So we'll see what happens there. But like I said, I have my research as high as I can from a resource perspective. My text center, again, because I'm not super aggressive on it, but I'm doing well with it because I was able to open it up early. Everything's at a 9 except for this last one. I'm not even going to probably put this last one into place. Some are at 12 already. This one I tried to get to 12 this morning, but had a batch of bad luck. So we'll go ahead and try and get that up there for next week. But this is how it's going so far. Right now, my focus is I'm going to go ahead and do some more pushing for missions. I am almost to the point where I can pre-stage a lot of my helpers. So right now, as I've said before, from a helper perspective, I have one of each of them. I started out the season with that. That was one of the priorities with the budget I had, to make sure I have one of each of the helpers. So I'm going to get to the point where I can go ahead and in the training facilities, I can go ahead and put one of each of those in there. And I can just go ahead and be training those, which is, I think, going to be very helpful just to have those staged. But also in order to do that, I have to have my housing up high enough. So I'm doing that right now with these buildings, with the housing buildings. So that's going to be my focus this week, is to get the helpers housing up high enough so I can go ahead and pre-stage them. Then I can actually run them these missions more consistently, because I don't have to jump in, wait for them to produce, and then go ahead and jump back in and do the resources. I can jump in and run a mission. Next time I jump in, I can collect the mission and run another mission. It makes things a whole lot easier, especially from a more casual perspective, which we're trying to get from this season. So I hope this is helpful. I hope you are enjoying each of the seasons that I'm doing. One other note that I do want to throw out there: I have not used a boost yet. The only boosts that I've been using are these promo NFTs, which you can get super cheap on the secondary market. Those are the only boosts that I'm doing, and also from an equipment perspective, I do have a few things here. They were included in my budget. I told you about those in episode 1, so they're all included in my budget. So there's been nothing additional. I do have boosts available that I've earned throughout the season so far, but I have not used any. I'm going to try and see if I can get through the entire season, rank pretty well without using a boost, because there's cost whacks. Some of these rares and epics, depending on which ones you get, they can cost anywhere between 5 and 10 wax each. So it's one. If you're just buying one, it's minimal. But if you're consistently buying them just to try and keep up in the ranking, it becomes a challenge. That's why I wanted to cut these out. So we're going to see how long I can go without holding these. One additional item that's really going to help me this weekend, well, it may not help me now that I'm thinking about it. There's the research event, which basically means that the research is going to be cheaper, and it's going to be half the amount of time or twice the amount of speed, depending on how you want to say it. But all mine that I need right now are using RLM. So we'll see how that goes. So I'm going to try and save up some RLM for this weekend so I can go ahead and run some of those research, so I can go ahead and get them through quicker. So we'll see. Let me know if you have any questions and down below. Again, this is more of a beginner approach, so more laid back, beginner, budget style, but with advanced strategies. And I think I'm doing pretty well. If I really push right now, I think I can get in the top 10, top 5, and I can probably consistently stay there as long as I can figure out a way to produce the RLM. All right. I hope you all have a great day. I'll talk to you later. Bye.